Hey y'all, this is Steve with Hickory Heat BBQ. It's a cold one today. We're going to be cooking some Caveman steaks. Y'all hang out. Alright y'all, so about a week and a half ago, I got tagged by Hickory Heat BBQ in the YouTube Caveman Steak Challenge. Now if you're not familiar, a Caveman style steak is one we're going to cook directly on our charcoal, and we're going to be using a Weber kettle today to do that. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all, I've never cooked a Caveman steak before. But what I've got is a USDA prime grade New York strip, and I'm pretty excited to get it going. So we're losing daylight. Let's go ahead and get those coals hot and ready, and then we'll focus on that steak. So to get our fire ready today, we're going to start like we normally do with some good grade lump charcoal. Again, we're going to be using Royal Oak charcoal. It's a brand I really like, and it seems to work out well for me. Once we get our chimney filled up, we're going to go ahead and put a tumbleweed fire starter down on the grate here, get it lit off, and then we'll just move our chimney right over top of it, let it heat up those coals. While those coals are heating up, let's go ahead and prep our steak. Alright, so we got our USDA Prime New York strip out here. And when it comes to steak, I like to keep it simple and just use a little bit of foresight. So, last night when I knew I was going to be doing this video today, I just took some kosher salt and we did a little bit of dry brining. So if you're not familiar with dry brining, here's a video that Adrenaline Barbecue put out that explains a lot better than I ever could. Also, down in the description, I'm going to put a link to a website called Serious Eats where they explain it really well too on poultry. Now for the actual seasoning of the day of the cook, all we're going to do is add a little bit of salt, a little pepper, and a little garlic. That holy trinity of red meat works for me every time, so let's go ahead and add a little bit. Y'all get in here. So when we season up our steak, we're just going to get our salt shaker here, do a little bit of cracked salt. Not too much, we don't want to get crazy. Add a good dose of cracked pepper. That's going to create a little bit of a texture on the outside of our steak. And finally, we're just going to hit it with a decent dose of garlic. Alright, let's go ahead and flip it over. Do the other side. Alright, our steak's ready to go. Now we're just waiting on those coals to finish heating up. Alright, so once our chimney looks like everything in it's all lit, we're going to go ahead and dump it out, make our coal bed in a Weber kettle. We'll go ahead and take our ash tool and sort of just even it out, just to make sure we got a good place to lay our steak. Alright guys, so I think our coals are ready. Now, I'm not 100% sure what to expect, so what my plan is to do 2 minutes on each side, and then an additional 1 minute on each side again, and then I'm going to have to check the internal temp. I'm going to be looking for about 125, but we'll see where we're at and we'll adjust from there. Alright, let's see what happens. Alright guys, I got this steak off, took a look at it. I think I want to put it on for another minute per side. Alright, we're good to get the steak off. Man, that looks amazing. Alright guys, so we got our steak off our coals. It's been resting for about 5 minutes. Smells amazing. The sear looks incredible. Now, before I cut into this, I just want to reiterate, we let this rest for about 5 minutes. And if you ask anybody who cooks a lot of meat, the most important part of cooking it is to make sure you let it rest, let that muscle tissue loosen back up, otherwise you're going to end up with a dry cut of meat. Alright, I'm pretty excited to see what we got going on here. Y'all get in, let's take a look. Alright, let's take a look and see what we got here. I'm expecting this to be pretty rare, but that's okay because I like rare steak, so let's go ahead and cut it right in half there. Actually, let's just go ahead and cut this right in half. Yeah, I'd call that a medium rare. That, let's get it up here. That looks pretty delicious to me. Alright, let's go ahead and get our taste test in here. Got a piece right here. All right, guys, here we go. You know, I called that medium rare. That's probably just straight rare. That sear and char is amazing. I'm here to tell you, that's not going to be the last caveman steak I ever do. This is great. Alright guys, I'm losing daylight, and I'm also kind of losing feeling in my fingers. So we'll go ahead and get out of here for today. If you like what we did here today, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Again, I want to thank Hickory Heat BBQ for challenging me to this. This is a lot of fun to do. Now I'm going to go ahead and challenge Everyday Barbecue and Phil and Florence to do the same thing I just did. They put out great videos. If you've never seen their channels before, go ahead and check them out. I'll put the links also down in the description below. Alright guys, looking forward to see what y'all do. But till next time, y'all take it easy.